If you've been paying attention to Nicki Minaj and how she's been moving just the last couple of months, you would know that this has been going on for a minute, so it's no surprise that she is full MAGA and a Trump supporter. Sister is desperate. Let's talk about it.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What's going on, you all? Welcome to another King of Reads video. It's been a minute, but we got a couple of things to talk about in this King of Reads video. MAGA Minaj, MAGA Barbie, all of the things. Sister is desperate, and this has been on the wall for Nicki Minaj for years at this point. And I think if anything, her wanting this attention from Trump and the Republicans is giving, she's just desperate. She wants to be seen. She wants some type of legitimacy. And we got to talk about that. We also got a couple of other things to talk about. We got to talk about Big Sean and Jhene Aiko. Apparently, or allegedly, they have broken up. And I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, the way homegirl was looking at him when that ring conversation came up, you wasted that girl time. We got to talk about that. Also got to talk about Khalid's interview with Keke Palmer, which I really did enjoy. I think that Khalid is in this new era, and seeing him comfortable with himself, I cannot wait to talk about it with you all. We got to talk about the government shutdown, the so-called blue wave that happened this Tuesday with the Democratic wins. So many things. I hope y'all enjoying y'all week, but let's go ahead and get into this mental health check-in. My mental health is feeling great, feeling good, living better, all of the things. I'm so happy right now. So many things are going good. I'm excited about the holidays. I'm excited to spend time with my family. I'm excited to cook. Like, I'm excited to do these things that I've become accustomed to doing when I was young, but now being an adult, like, oh, I have control. I can determine the menu. I can say, hey, y'all can come to my house. I can do those things. And I'm very thankful to be in this position, because I would have never thought, like 15 years from ago, that I would be in this situation to be able to host my parents for Thanksgiving. So I'm very thankful for that. And I actually like the holidays. I like the holidays. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I like the holidays. I like family. Yes. I like them for a short amount of time until it's like, okay, girl, my social battery has ran down and it's time for y'all to go. But I'm excited about all of the things. I hope y'all week has been going good. This is the first week of November. I feel like it's kind of like a slow start. October was very, very busy for me, but October being very busy, I've found like time to just be for myself. I've been enjoying sitting in front of my aquarium, just watching my fish. I got 2 new shrimp and some other shrimp, and I'm ready to add some fish, but I'm taking my time. I love my little aquarium. Like, I've upgraded my aquarium, and I got a bigger tank. I have a 110-gallon tank now. I used to have like a 30-gallon tank, but now I have a 110-gallon tank, and it is full of coral and fish. Well, I only have 3 fish, but I want some more fish. I want to get some more fish, but I'm taking my time so I don't overwhelm the whatever the stuff that be in the tank, child. Y'all, I can't explain all of that in this time frame, but I'm feeling great. My mental health is really good, and I'm thankful for that. I hope I can maintain it. With that being said, let's go ahead and get to the tea for today. Let's go ahead and dive into MAGA Barbie. For the patrons, shout out to y'all. I've already did a full 20-minute video breaking down Nicki Minaj becoming MAGA and all of the things. And let's just say that we are not surprised. People who have been critical of Nicki Minaj for years are not surprised to see her coming out and being a Trump supporter. So not too long ago, Nicki Minaj was talking about Christians in Nigeria and all of the things. And she was shouting out the current administration in the White House, which is the Trump administration. And the Trump administration got a hold of that, and they did the Bees in the Trap remix of something they did that's viral on TikTok. And they had Trump walking out to her song, and she was happy about that. They even spelled her name wrong. Like, they don't care about her. But this is the closest that Nicki Minaj has gotten to some type of like status in a minute. She's not been in the A-list celebrity category for a minute. Like, she was considered at one point an A-list celebrity, but how she's acting, how she's moving, she's not getting those opportunities that she once did. She's not in those rooms that she once was. Like, she's not able to say, hey, I want to work with such and such. I want to do a Verizon commercial. I want to do an AT&T commercial. well, let me do something with Sephora. Child. Mariah Carey, we got to talk about you too. But she's not able to command that anymore. Her brand has taken a nosedive over the last couple of years. Yes, people still lie and say, oh, I love her. I'll be in Sri Lanka and all that. People are going to say that the same way that white people say they enjoy Lemonade and Beyonce. And then we still be dealing with the mess that we be dealing with every election with white women doing what they doing at the polls. Okay. So let's not kid ourselves with that. Like some of this stuff is just them just saying it to save face. Like, happy birthday, Beyonce. Like, it's giving that. But yeah, Nicki has been like closed off. Like, she's been on her own island. And some of it is her fault. Some of it is not her fault. I think that her isolation has made things worse. I think that she is really hyper fixated on being the #1 queen of rap and all of that. I think that it's really serious. I know we joke about it, but seeing how much this means to her to be the only one, to be the girl, to be at her status for so long, and then to see other folks come in, like, she's not happy about that. She's not happy about that. And folks have been calling out for years. I think for the most part, like, Barbs have dug their heels in it because it's a contest for them. Like, who can hold on the longest? Like, I'm not going to give up. These folks will give up on their own future and their own lives before they give up on Nicki Minaj. And I think that says a lot. Like, for you to say, I'm never leaving her, I'm never leaving her, and then you are having conversations with yourself about what you want to do with your future, whether you want to do this or whether you want to take a chance. Like, the fact that y'all, like, are so hyper fixated on having allegiance and making that your personality is deeply concerning. And I think you should seek help. That's all I got. I think there is a conversation to be had about like the different levels of celebrities doing things like this. 50 Cent might as well come out as full MAGA, to be honest. He's disrespectful to black women over and over again. He disrespected Little Kim and her child. And he's not had any type of cancellation. Like, nobody has pulled back on 50 Cent. They're still watching those terrible shows. They're still interested in giving him money or whatever. He's not a good person. Like, the things that he was saying about Zohran Mamdani, the things that he was saying about New York City and all of that. Like, girl, please go sit down somewhere. Please go sit down somewhere. You are a rich raccoon black man. You just so happen to be black, to be honest, but you're not for black folks. A lot of these celebrities are not for working class people who are affected by a $200 emergency. They do not care about you. And these celebrities show us this every time. And then when it's time for them to promote something, or for them to sell something or get us to watch it, they don't want to talk about that anymore. Like, I am not supporting y'all. We don't have to support you. We don't have to, because if it was not for us, for the people that you care less about, you would not have the platform. You would not have the capital that you do have. 50 Cent, for him to think that he's in a position to be forever wealthy is laughable. Like, you have to keep doing some version of work. You do not have the wealth. You do not have the wealth that your white counterparts have, where they don't have to do anything other than maintain it. You have to constantly peddle new shows and get approval for certain things. That's why, even though you're laughing about your show being canceled, you don't have any control. You don't own any networks. You don't own any. A lot of these folks don't, but they move as if they do. And it just shows you how dangerous they are. So if y'all are this dangerous with this amount of capital, I don't want to see y'all with any more. We've seen with this massive amount of wealth has done to these tech bros, even potentially trillionaires, as what's his name? The Tesla dude is wanting his company to approve his package. If he does not get the package that he wants, he will walk away from the company. He wants them to sign on a package that will, in the next 10 years, possibly make him a trillionaire, the world's first trillionaire. When we're seeing millions of people potentially lose their food stamps and SNAP benefits, government shutdown is affecting people. You have people quitting the TSA, resigning because they cannot continue to go to work without a check. The fact that 1 month, 2 paychecks has been able to affect the TSA like that, it just really shows us how far we are to poverty. These people have went 2 pay periods without a check. So yes, a lot of us cannot go 2-3 months without pay. Look what's happening to these people who are working very qualified jobs, so-called high-paying jobs, and 1 month is putting them on their backs. Like, we should be getting more money for our labor. We should be getting more money, but we have people like billionaire tech bros who are amassing so much wealth when a lot of us are going hungry. A lot of kids are going hungry. So this is not something new. This is something that's been going on for a minute. And I think that is why we saw a little bit of this so-called blue wave that happened this past week during the November the 4th, a year after VP Harris's loss to Trump. We're seeing a conversation about affordability and how that resonated, where Zohran Mamdani, who is the mayor-elect for New York City, was able to run off of rent freezes and free buses and all of that because people want to be able to afford the lives they are living. All of us are feeling it, going to the grocery store, buying things. We have to purchase things to live. And a lot of us have been tightening our wallets. We have been cutting back and making changes in things, and we're seeing it. Like, if we're tightening our wallets, people who are working, who have stable housing and all that, what about the people who do not have that? What about the people who've been lost their health insurance? What about the people who have not been able to find housing since the pandemic? What about those people? We should not live in a world like this, and we do not have to live in a world like this. And I think that is why so many people are interested in hearing Zohran's message. It is challenging the thought of capitalism. It is challenging capitalism, essentially. Like, we should not have to live in a world like this. We should not have to deal with landlords who are steady raising the rent. Who is going to rent these places? Like, if we can't afford it, what are y'all going to do? So I think that's why you saw a big win for him. And it's interesting watching how, like, certain demographics were for Andrew Cuomo. That's a whole nother conversation that we got into in the newest episode coming out of In the Middle. So stay tuned for that. But yes, like, we're seeing a lot happen with this election, like a lot of conversations happening, because what is the future for the Democratic Party? Like, what is it looking like? Is the Democratic Party back? Are they back from the grave? Because last year was a big loss, not just for VP Harris, but a lot of other local elections. Georgia was able to vote out 2 public commissioners who are responsible for the rate increases from our power companies, Georgia Power. Like, my light bill has went up dramatically, and I'm one person. I work from home, but I have never used this much electricity. Like, right now, I barely have anything running, and I'm still averaging higher than I did 2-3 years ago, which doesn't make any sense because I'm using the same amount of energy. So these data centers we're paying for them. The nuclear facility that they're over budget in Georgia, that Georgia Power is responsible for, like a Southern company, girl, south of hell, like, y'all are steady extracting money that we do not have from us. And then y'all bill pay system is trash. Y'all don't want to answer the phone. Like, if I'm calling y'all to set up like, y'all don't want to talk to me. Like, it kind of make me miss Memphis like gas and water, because you can go a couple of months without paying a light bill in Memphis. Georgia Power, girl, you lucky to get a month. They're going to cut you off, like, quick. It's that serious. And Georgia is way more populated than Memphis. It's just, who has the power? And these people in positions of power have been setting us up for failure. So it's really tragic to see. Going back to the blue wave, we saw Mississippi vote in more Democrats, giving them more control in the first time in years. We're seeing a lot of people get active, and I think it's a result of the economy and also the first year of Trump's presidency 2.0. We're seeing how these people are reacting to him not caring about y'all. He does not care. He's no longer able to blame Biden. He can't say that this is Biden's economy. He can't say that, oh, this is the Biden such a, no, this is Trump.
This is Trump, everything, and the sheriff lives next door.
So even the government shutdown, this is under his presidency. Even Trump said during the shutdown under Barack Obama said that the president is responsible.
If there is a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the president of the United States. He's the one that has to get people together.
The president's the leader, and he's got to get everybody in a room, and he's got to lead. And he doesn't do that. He doesn't like doing that. That's not his strength. 25 years and 50 years and 100 years from now, when the government is, when they talk about the government shutdown, they're going to be talking about the president of the United States. Who was the president at that time? Mm-hmm. They're not going to be talking who the head of the House was, the head of the Senate.
You don't think you said all this stuff?
Hold on, let Candy talk.
Your ass is on tape saying.
You got to eat crow now because you've said all of these things. We saw Virginia, New Jersey. We saw that Latinos came back to the Democratic Party. What does that mean for the Democratic Party? Who knows? Who knows? I think for the most part, independents are having buyer's remorse. He really ain't making no changes. The Democrats really were not out of control as bad as we thought it was. Yes, we're seeing videos of people being snatched off the streets. We're seeing all these things that Trump has done with judges and not caring about certain things. He does not care about protocol. That man built a ballroom to entertain the wealthy while millions of Americans, people, are suffering. And don't get me wrong, Trump is not the first one. Democrats have done it too. Going back to last year, where you had at the DNC convention last year, laughed at people protesting them about Palestinian people. They were laughing. I'll never forget Homeboy with the Lock saying 20 years old, making fun of these people. So yeah, folks are now fighting back in the form of voting. Now, we can talk about whether this is a fight or not. That's another conversation because you're having a lot of folks living out now. You're seeing people stand politicians once again and people having breathing room. It's giving to me the same song and dance, the same tune, and we're going down the wrong road, in the words of Portia. I think that we need to bring ourselves back in. I understand that we need a so-called moment, that you want a moment, but you can't fall for the okie doke. You're so desperate for a moment that you will take anything. And I think this is what it is. We have to challenge these systems and understand how these things work, because these things are about by design. There's a reason why Trump is able to come and do all of these things. And now the Supreme Court is saying, hey, girl, okay, we don't know about these tariffs now because this is affecting the economy. We got folks losing money. You have people losing health insurance. You have people losing the right to make their own decisions with their bodies. But now, because of capital, we're a little bit more concerned. I wonder why. Talking about capital, I want to talk about Mariah Carey in this trash. And my God, let me tell y'all something. A little bit in me is kind of I'm glad that some folks are waking up. I think that Mariah Carey doing this ad, and it doesn't surprise me that she okayed it. This is, I know some folks really love Mariah Carey, but this is kind of Mariah Carey. I think this is why it hurts a little bit, because Mariah Carey has been able to play this oh, I'm rich, oh my gosh, and all that for so long. And it's okay, that was a fantasy. But now you're doing an ad with Sephora, and the basis of the ad is Christmas. It's time. It's time for Christmas. And the Christmas is really capitalism. The Christmas is really consumerism. Buy. We got product placement here, products there. Buy. What you mean? The elf is going on strike because they're overworked. The corporate overlord is Mariah Carey saying, you're not going to stop Christmas. All I want for Christmas is you. That's the song. All I want for Christmas is you. I don't want all these things. I just want you and family. But now we're seeing, no, you're not going to stop Christmas. We have to consume this. This is what it is. Now, this ad was produced months ago. For people to think that this was just done 2 weeks ago, no, contracts had to be signed. Mariah Carey had to sign off on this. All these things had to be billed. All these things had to be worked out. Like, no, we're not doing that. This is what they came up with. This is not something that was done in August. This was something that was done months ago. They probably reached out to Mariah Carey last year about this. I wouldn't be surprised. And I really have been tired of the all I want for Christmas on icing thing. I just think it was headed there from the beginning, the moment it became like a culture thing. Like, yes, Mariah Carey is a capitalist, like no shade. Like, oh, this is an opportunity. This is not your best friend that got an opportunity of her lifetime. Now she's able to pay her bills and maybe help her mama out with some of the bills that she has. This is Mariah Carey, who's had access to money for years, for more than her life. So now she's using this image and all of the things to sell us Christmas, capitalism, consumerism. When we're seeing, again, people lose food stamps, SNAP benefits, people are not getting paid. Like, capitalism has to go on. Christmas is capitalism. It has to continue on. We cannot stop. We need you to consume. We need you to buy. That's why we had to go back to work, go back into the office after the pandemic. We need y'all out here spending money. That is the goal at the end of the day, which is why you're seeing some people question, I'm not sure if I'm going to be buying stuff for Christmas this year. I don't think I'm going to be consuming. For one, I'm not interested in doing that this Christmas. The only thing I want to do is spend time with my family and cooking. I have to buy groceries, but as far as like lavish gifts, no. For the most part, majority of the people I care about, I'm going to send them bankroll to Thug. Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, if I can, the people I care about, I'm going to give them something that can help them. I think that is where we need to be thinking about where we are at now, that we need to be taking care of the people around us. Like these gifts and things that we end up probably not using, or we boast about it on social media. We need to be thinking about the people around us who need us, who depend on us, depend on what we are throwing away. I know that sounds disgusting, but the things that we throw away feed other people. Like, that is the system that we're living in, that people are eating off of the trash. So if we're not able to throw away certain things, what does that say? What does that say about the state of the world? Like, what does that say about the economy and how it's always been like this? I'm just really concerned with how caught up in consumerism we are in. Like, it's just constant buy this, buy that, support this. And it's like, where is this money coming from? Debt, for the most part. So yeah, I think that the backlash to Mariah Carey in this ad was justified. I think that people were turned off by it. It made no sense. It was tone deaf, if I'm being completely honest. And girl, y'all need to go back to the drawing board, but they're not going to release an apology. They're not going to say, hey, we missed the mark, all of that. Sephora does not really care. Sephora, it's a whole nother thing. Check out the TikTok videos. People have been talking about it. But yeah, let's move on. Girl, y'all got me out here talking in the political. What's going on? But let's talk about other things that are consistent. Big Sean, 5-6 months from now, will pop out with another non-black or light-skinned woman. So it's been reported that Big Sean and Jhene Aiko have ended things, and it's curtains. We saw a clip, I think, what was it, like a year or two ago, where people asked, like, hey, when you gonna put a ring on? Like, when? And Jhene was looking like, yeah, when you gonna do that? That man proposed to other women, non-black women. You have a baby with this woman, and like, what's going on? Why you don't like? What? Like, I'm just confused. Like, what else could she give you to make you happy, to make you want to like marry her? And I feel bad for Jhené. A lot of folks are saying that they feel like that she's wasted so much of her life chasing this man. It's complicated because Jhené is an adult. I do think when we're talking about like patriarchy, men do have a little bit more control, whether they want to admit it or not, whether we want to admit it or not. But he was able to string her along for the most part. And I feel bad that she was in this situation. And let this be a learning lesson for a lot of women that like marriage and all of this does not have to be the end goal. I was watching a TikTok video of someone breaking down 101 Dalmatians, one of my favorite like childhood movies, and not the cartoon version, but the one with I can't remember, with Glenn Close, and how that the woman wanted to pursue her dreams as a fashion designer and all of that, but she was interested in having a family and being a happy woman. And we've seen so many like times where the focus of marriage is really just for the man. Like the man is able to do the things and all of that, but you are just going to be Betty Crocker and cook and provide and all that. And it's a question I've been asking, like, do women really enjoy these things, or have they been socialized and conditioned to enjoy these things? And any other thing that is not that you'll be looked at crazy. Oh, girl, I feel like I'm rambling, but we doing some talking. So yes, that's going on. I want to talk about Van Jones very quickly. Van Jones responded to Zohran Mamdani's speech after his win in New York, and he said that the speech was divisive, that it was not the moment to bring folks together, which is another Republican talking point, if I'm being honest. And Van Jones wants to be on the fence, but he's really on the back of a raccoon riding into the West. Like, you want to play devil's advocate with certain things. I think Van Jones be trying to play devil's advocate. Like, girl, you were best friends with Kim Kardashian. I cannot take you and your glasses serious. Now, wait a minute, glasses. Like, that speech was regular. I actually don't blame a Democrat or whatever, Democratic socialist or whatever, to respond to Trump with the same type of energy. Like, what are y'all talking about being professional and bringing folks together when that is not what we're seeing? We're not seeing, people are joking about people being deported, sending the police, cutting off funding. No, girl, like, we don't have to play these games. What is that going to get us? What is that going to get us playing these type of games? But could be talked about that Zohran is playing the game a little bit. Some of the concessions that he was able to or had to make to be in a position to potentially win. He's walked back a couple of things. It's going to be interesting to watch how this goes. I am not shocked that people are comparing him to Barack Obama and that people are feeling what 2008 gave. Yeah, we might need to sit back and relax and talk about that. But we did on the new episode of In the Middle. I can't wait till you all see that. What else is on my list? Khalid. Let me say, Khalid did an interview, sit down with Keke Palmer from Maybe This Is Keke Palmer. And I loved hearing Khalid talk. If you are watching this, Khalid, I am happy for you. Despite some of the negative things that you're receiving online, some criticisms of you dating that guy and how that went. I am happy to see that your accent is coming out, that you're comfortable. And people online, my folks, were, oh, what's going on? Like, what? People online, a lot of black gay men, unfortunately, were being critical of him being more feminine now or being more queer or gay. And I don't think that us black gay men understand the psychological that we do, like the code switching that we do. We understand code switching for black and black spaces versus in white spaces. There is code switching within that too for us. Because at the end of the day, code switching is a response to harm, the potential of harm. So now you're, of course, because he does not have to hide. Like, I'm not understanding why so many gay men are like coming being critical of it as if they have always been. A lot of y'all have not. I've seen some of y'all, and some of y'all are not comfortable with yourselves completely. Some of y'all just got comfortable wearing gel nails. Some of y'all just got comfortable being called a butch queen. Some of y'all just got comfortable with someone saying that y'all have titties. Like, girl, like some of y'all just got comfortable in your queerness, and it's really not, if I'm being completely honest, because y'all are not considering the things that trans folks are experiencing. Y'all are okay with y'all stuff as long as you choose to be a boy or a girl. Like, you need to make a decision. It's either you want to be a boy or a girl. Like, I'm used to that. Which takes me to the conversation with Miss Pat sitting down and letting Jess Hilarious know that BET told you. Shout out to BET. As soon as that paperwork done, I'm touching everything. BET told Jess Hilarious, no, girl, we're not going to have you on the Miss Pat show. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Miss Pat, but I do kind of appreciate a little bit how she was trying to say, hey, girl, let people live. All of that. But when we talk about like pronouns and all of that, homeboy in the green shirt, shout out to him. I wish I knew his name. I apologize for not. But he was trying his best to like educate the folks. And you had DJ Envy and his idiotic ass saying, well, what about being counseled? Well, I just don't like the fact you get counseled. I am not debating nobody about my existence. I'm not. The moment you start debating my existence or whether I have the right, we're done. We're done. They're done. I'm not having a conversation with you. You cannot debate somebody's existence. Why does it matter so much for you to be the gender police and tell folks what is this and that? Like, and with this very colonized view, like, please go sit down. Let that shit go. Black folks, let it go. It's not working for you. It's not working for you. Like, we got some deep unpacking to do with how we see these things, because these things were never included for us. They didn't even consider your ass human, and you right here fighting gender wars in 2025. They had your ancestors enslaved. What are you talking about? They brought them on boats as cattle. What are you talking about? Like, girl, move on. Pick up a book. That's what's wrong with folks. Just pick up a book and actually read it and memorize. Get a highlighter. But yes, all of that is connected. But shout out again to Khalid. I know I went on a tangent all over the place. Shout, this video is probably 40 minutes long. I do apologize. But I don't. But Khalid, you look good. I did not know they had you in that desert chasing that white woman in that I don't know what type of old car that was with an American flag on it. Oh my God. Shout out to Miss Mojo for pointing that out on Twitter. I ain't talking about Miss Mojo on YouTube, chat. I'm talking about the original, the trans icon, period. But I did not know that the location video, like, why did he have an American flag on top of it? Like, what was going on? Like, it made no sense. But Khalid looked comfortable talking about his life, and I love that for him. I love it so much. I love it. His album sounds pretty good. I've listened to a couple of songs. I'm just glad to see someone now kind of break free from it, because it is like hard for a queer person, a gay person, to exist in the industry like that. We don't have any mainstream trans artists. Like, that should let you know how hard it is. Like, we don't have any of these things. Yes, there are several artists who are queer and gay, but sometimes it be kind of like, okay, girl, but let me go get me a man, or let me do this. Like, we don't really get that. And the ones who are, they are very careful to bring their partners out and not have them out, because out of fear. And yeah, gay marriage is legal, but that doesn't mean that we've really progressed as far as the ideology. We still got a lot more work to do in unpacking these things. So I've enjoyed this video. F Nicki Minaj. She's an idiot for being a fool and used by white people. as a mouthpiece for the imperialist agenda and all the things. You are a fool and forever will be one. That's all I got. I hope y'all enjoyed this video because I enjoyed creating it and talking to you all. I appreciate you all for loving on me and all the things. And I cannot wait to see y'all this Friday for our live stream wrap up. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.